My name's Abbe Brown. I'm Professor in Intellectual Property Law, and I've been involved in this programme for quite a long time. I think it's a fantastic opportunity to explore intellectual property, which is my area of research and teaching, its fascinating intersections with information law, and how it intersects with so many, frankly, long-established but particularly contemporary challenges that we're seeing across the world. And I think it gives all our students a fantastic chance to make new connections and build great foundations for wherever they might want to go in the future. I think our programme is fantastic because it really does draw together the intellectual property side, the information data side, cybersecurity, cultural heritage, and I think that's a really unique offering that we have. People may come in with a particular interest in mind, and we hope that obviously we will encourage them to pursue that, but also the chance to find something different, particularly that may be through further courses they choose, through their dissertation, or through professional skills. So I think the main aim of our programme is to make people think, something I really always try and do in all my teaching, to learn from our fantastic academic staff, but also to learn from each other. We have a wonderful student cohort who come from all over the world, lots of different sets of professional and academic policy making backgrounds. So to learn why IP, why information is so important, what you might be able to do with it, both in terms of perhaps just basic learning, there's no such thing as basic learning, but to learn what is there, but also how one might perhaps disrupt, to think, to create in policy, professional, activist, industrial spaces. So I think the programme provides fantastic opportunities for wherever a student may want to go. I think it gives the opportunity to work collaboratively. That's something we'll try and do in our teaching. So work with different students, work with people in very different backgrounds, different communication skills, to read very, very widely, frankly, to learn to engage in time management, to juggle lots of different things. We assess in lots of different ways. We think that that's extremely important. It's quite independent. We think that's a very important opportunity to give students to learn to do that. So it's probably 2 weeks of really quite intensive reading and then coming together in class, discussing with the group, often opportunities to keep in touch online as well outside of that, but really learning to explore, open one's brain, see where that might be able to take you, both from an academic side, which is our focus within the programme, but also to set you up to take that again in all sorts of different places. In the courses that I teach in the programme, which is largely the intellectual property related ones, they are so fascinating, vibrant, alive. So in one view, it's quite easy to engage with students. I certainly expect a lot of reading and preparation in advance, but also to provide a very safe and supported space, because the areas I teach in are so alive. There's no such thing as a wrong answer. I'm always so fascinated to learn experiences that students have from their professional, academic, personal, lived experience throughout the world before. We read, we come together, we analyse. I always say a dream class, I don't speak much. I'd say I probably do speak quite a lot, but I really aim for the students to talk to each other and communicate in written format, all sorts of different ways. One of our classes, for example, we do a draft business plan, we do draft advocacy exercises. So really try to make everyone move outside their comfort zone, to think differently, but in a very supportive space. But I think we have a fantastic teaching and research team across our programme. One of the things that I've been doing, I have the privilege with colleagues from across Scotland now, we write a leading intellectual property textbook. So from that side, we've been distilling our research expertise in quite a user-friendly, quite a starting point. Again, at master's level, the textbook is only a start, but we have that strong base from our textbook to take that to the student community. Me and again, my colleagues who were involved in lots of different groundbreaking stuff. For example, I've just been online to the World Intellectual Property Organisation and their intellectual property traditional knowledge negotiations. University of Aberdeen has a delegate space there. So we can really learn, inform, try and influence what's happening. And we can bring this, subject obviously to any confidentiality restrictions, bring this back to the student group and say, look, this is what I was doing. Do you think this is right? One of the things I find extremely fascinating is the regard had, or indeed not had, to intellectual property and information spaces in other areas, such as regulation of the deep sea, the new ocean treaty. So to be able to say, I was in New York and not many people wanted to speak to me about IP, that's a very rich, unusual experience. Well, for me in the first place, but then to be able to share with students, and lots of other colleagues have some very similar experiences. Titi Adebola, for example, working in relation to the Plant Treaty and the African Free Trade and Intellectual Property Protocols. So lots of experiences we all have, which we can bring directly from our research and policy making into the classroom. I think the great thing about our programme is it can really take you wherever you may wish to go. A lot of people have qualified, a lot of people might wish to go on to qualify. Our programme doesn't directly help you qualify, but it can really, really help you take forward your deeper scholarly thinking. I try and work with my students to anticipate what might happen in real life, and hopefully that will come across their desk in the professional context. So that can be very exciting. Also working with, for example, the World Intellectual Property Organization, with UN bodies, going to work for large multinational corporations, going to work for spin-out companies, activism, journalism. I think AI is such a current context. We've had the Silent album from musical artists very recently. Intellectual property and information, they all underpin all of that. To know that's there, to then try to build on your knowledge, to influence, to challenge, to lead, or just know where the risks are, is absolutely invaluable. Within the programme, within the law school and the university as a whole, student support is so fundamental. That can be seeing a familiar face, it can be knowing who to contact if you have an issue. Things can happen, whether that's financial, mental health, social. One might never have thought it would happen to you. And I take my hat off to our students who come from all over the world to go to a different place, often an unfamiliar place. Those things can just be that more challenging. So we're really trying to help. We have a lot of student-led activities as well. We have, for example, the Mooting Society. We have a PGT conference. There's lots of ways of students to get to know each other, to form new connections in the manner that they choose, of course. And within Aberdeen as a city as well, there's amazing opportunities that people can find to discover nature, culture, sport, whatever people like. So lots of things like that, I think, can really help people settle. And I would really say both. I would encourage people to come. It's a fabulous experience. Support is there, and if one is struggling, please do ask for help. So Aberdeen is a fantastic place. It's a wonderful mix of the old and the new. Old Aberdeen, the law school, is actually very much near the old, near the ancient chapel. Some beautiful ancient but also updated teaching spaces there. We have our new library, which is absolutely stunning, glass, a bit Guggenheim-like. Aberdeen gives people the chance to come, to explore, to grow. If you want to escape from university, why would one want to do that? But if one did, the beach is there, skiing, hiking. If one wants to do, there's pretty good shopping, pretty good restaurants, culture. And we are not far from Edinburgh, Glasgow, London, and the joys of Europe. So very much encourage people to come. There's also the more sort of traditional Scottish perspective. Doric, we have the Alfredson Institute. So one can learn really deeply Sunset Song if one wants to do some preparatory reading. Read Sunset Song before you come, and you'll love it. So if I had to describe the Aberdeen programme in 3 words, I would go for stimulating, fun, and worth it.